So the way to the river is down a narrow walkway, footpath. There is some barbed wire, I think, at the end here. Be careful not to get your board caught on it. It's not a particularly long walk. And just upstream from here there is a private weir mill, which is impossible to get around. So this is the earliest entry point you can take. And then here is the river. It should be noted that you'll probably notice the private fishing sign. Never seen any fishermen down here, but you might come across some angry fishermen. So there is entry to the water here, which isn't ideal, but there are easier spots the further you go down. So with a steep incline, one of the techniques I find most useful is just to put the back end in first, although it's quite shallow, so we'll see how this works out, and then just shimmy it down the bank. So that between my legs, and then just it is quite shallow here, but beautifully clear, absolutely beautifully clear. It's proving quite difficult to film one-handed. At the moment I am just going backwards. Let's try and resolve that. So this is the start of the paddle. As you can see, it is incredibly clear water, absolutely crystal clear. Absolutely beautiful. This river has lots of sections of quite fast flowing water. Most of the weirs you can actually get through, they're kind of disused. Except there is one where you will need to get out. Now kind of entering this area here, which I don't know if you can see the sign up there, but it says private fishing. So hopefully we won't have any angry fishermen. My paddle buddy for the day and her dog. Looking like he's enjoying himself. Enjoying yourself, boy? Yeah. So we're coming up to the first kind of mini rapids, if you like, through the old weir. It's actually a lovely walk as well. You can walk all along the river on the left there. National Lottery funded. So we are at Marham gauging station, and this is one bit that you are best to get out, just on the bank and around. Pretty sure if you're in a kayak that would be a lot of fun, but on a paddleboard, yeah, your fin is going to definitely get caught on that. And we are heading down here. I thought I'd just show you the approach as well, so you know what to look out for, because there are quite a few sections on this stretch where you've got some faster moving water. Just after you've come under that red bridge there, and you see this. You can just get out on the left here and get back in on the other side. Just as a little aside, this is lovely that they are ploughing some money in to improve the habitat in and around the river, so I can see this route just getting better and better. Here's another obstacle. I think this is just a farmer putting a pipe across the field. Get down, right down on the board to get into that. Okay, and we're free. There was also some mini, I suppose you call them like mini fences underneath the water back there. Just something to be aware of. The water level's quite high at the moment, so it's alright, but if the water level dropped, I could definitely see fins getting caught on that, so be aware. And that's just probably about a mile stretch back from that point, probably about, well, actually everything from the gauging station down to there. Yeah, this is a good example of what I was talking about. So just under the surface there is a mini structure, and you just got to be a bit careful of that your fin doesn't get caught. At the moment the water level is quite high above it, but I could see in the height of summer, if you did this route, how it'd be easy to get caught on these, so just be aware. So there is I like to call it a mini castle, but I don't know what its official name is, but it is a private residence, and it just sits by the side of the river. You can see it right off there, beautifully maintained, absolutely stunning. And if you do the walk along the river bank to the left here, it takes you up round and you get a real close-up look of it, and then it goes through a campsite and back across the fields that way to do a circular walk, but you can't really see it actually. It's really, really pretty. So there's another, it's not even really rapids, is it? That's nothing. I've never actually been further than this. The walk actually takes you up round, so this should be quite interesting to see where this leads. One of the things I like most about paddling these kind of rivers is that you see bits that you just couldn't see otherwise, because this is all private land, which obviously we won't be going on because that would be trespassing, but the river is another matter, and it's just really beautiful, just beautiful. So this is a point you can actually end. The paddle is about 5 miles in, about 2 hours on the clock. Not sure what parking's like. Looks like that van just parked up there, so probably not too bad. And yeah, if you want a little 2 hour trip, this is where you would end. We have a whinging dog, rain, and many swans. This last stretch is a little bit, I wouldn't say boring, although I'm tempted to. Banks are quite high. I'm on my knees, to be fair, but even when you're standing up, which I'm going to attempt to do one-handed, it's still, I don't know, I quite like my varied paddles. But nonetheless, this is what I call a lazy river. So on a hot summer's day, you can just crack open a beer and bounce gently off the sides. So we're just coming up to the end of the paddle. It is pretty steep up here, which isn't ideal, but I'm thinking by the side of the bridge there it looks less steep, so we're going to try that. Okay, it is probably too steep the other side, especially when you have a dog. However, this side of the bridge there are some steps, so that's ideal. However, then we have to cross a busy road, which is not so ideal. So worth thinking about that for next time, of where you park.